Clark Howard. I heard him say that the wirehouses are like dinosaurs. And that's true if it was like 600 years before dinosaurs were extinct. The way they do business today is going to be extinct, but I think they will adapt and evolve, and they will be fine. But I don't think that will be in any of our careers. I think that will be long after we're 6 feet under, right? But the mentality has started to change already.
I'd be interested to hear what y'all are seeing as challenges, from process management to technology to investment management. I don't know what it is, but I'd like to explore that avenue a little bit.
Our average advisor is about 50 to 51, so we're fairly younger than the actual industry itself. How do you build those relationships, multi-generational? How do you, and why would they want to work with an advisor who's now 55 and they're 35? He'll retire 20 years before they will.
Having a plan is the key. I think the mistake that I see quite often is in the way the business has been structured. It's not really structured as a business as much as just a nice income. We have to think about in 10 years, if my book's 55 right now, the average age, or 65, 30% of those people are going to be dead, right? And because lack of technology and for other reasons, you never focused on the 30-year-old or the 35-year-old because he didn't have assets, right? So in 10 years from now, that guy's 45, he's not 35. By the time he's 45, he's already talking to somebody, right? And so I think that's the one thing that I see is it doesn't matter, right? I've got time. And we really don't.
I think there's two applications there. One, it's how can technology help me build relationships with next gen?
Right.
Efficiently, where it's not profitable necessarily right now, but obviously it's necessary for business continuity. But at the same time, take care of what you need, for your current client base, and in the interim.
And the bigger issue is there's not a lot of new advisors coming in, and there's no way for them to be trained, and it's a very tough business to slide into. And I would even say even more so for female advisors. But I think that those are two of the things that scare me long term.
I think that the number of people entering into this business, particularly the way the business is starting to change, is shrinking a lot, right? There isn't any bench strength. You're exactly right. I've seen study after study about replacement, and there's going to be a huge succession planning issue, I think, for a lot of older advisors.
How do we solve that? How do we solve that?
A majority of my advisors, from when they got in the business years ago, it came in through a Merrill Lynch, through a Morgan Stanley training program. And so it's going to be a slow death because they're stopping the training programs. And they're not, because the bank owns them now, and the bank doesn't see that as a return on an investment, and it just trickles down.
The way I think it's honestly changed a little bit for the better, and the future is getting junior advisors out of school and putting them on teams and letting them learn from people who have business, and then eventually they can grow into that business. Versus the old model was, well, let me teach you how to sell, and here's how you can make the most money. It's not good for the client, really. It's not good for the advisor, 99% who wash out in a year or two. And so as things evolve, the client's more educated. I think that the industry will be a little thinner than it was, but there's probably still be good people.
This is more of an encouragement to that generation. Is a lot of them want to make it. They want to make it now. They have to be willing to actually learn and actually say, okay, I have this to learn, and I have this to learn, I have this to learn, and realize that kind of spotlight that they desire to be in, which is kind of the man, will actually blind them if they're not ready for it. And so training them and giving them more long-term perspective and a path is up to us, but they have to have the mentality to be able to do it.